Hey everyone, this is Josh from JoshBuilds, and today I have a really awesome project. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Game Boy. Now this is actually one of my favorite projects, and it's actually more of a Game Boy emulator, so you can play a bunch of different games for various different systems as well. So we're going to start this build off by getting some cardboard, and we're going to build the Game Boy case. Now these are all the parts we're going to need. I'll post links for all of these in the description below. I'm going to use this Raspberry Pi, which is a sort of mini computer, and I'm going to plug an SD card into it loaded with the operating system. Here's an LCD screen that I have, and I'm going to attach this ribbon to it, and then I'll plug it into the Raspberry Pi. So here's a printed circuit board I designed using JLC PCB. I'm going to be using this to house all the buttons of our Game Boy. The printed circuit boards are really cheap, so I'll post my design for you guys, and you guys can go to JLC PCB and print some up yourself. Now I'm going to mount these buttons into the printed circuit board, and then after that we're going to have to solder the buttons in. You can also see that I added in a few pins, and this is what we're going to attach the screen of the Raspberry Pi to, using those cables you saw before. Now our printed circuit board is complete with buttons. Now we're going to mount some buttons that are going to be attached to the side of the Game Boy. Here we have a boost converter. This is going to be used to power and regulate the power of our Game Boy. So I'm going to plug the battery in and attach the switch to it. After that, we're going to hook the output power of our boost converter to the 5V and ground pin that I made on my PCB. Now we're going to hook up our audio circuit. For this, we're going to attach our audio amplifier to the audio ports of the Raspberry Pi, and then we're going to attach the other side of the audio amplifier to the speaker. Now all that's left is to hook up the power of the audio amplifier. Now we can put all the components in the case. We're going to put our power converter into the very bottom of the Game Boy. The port on the power converter actually serves as a charging port. Now before we put the top of the case on, I want to test it out and make sure everything works properly. I'm going to navigate this first menu using a keyboard I plugged in through the USB port. And I'm going to go into button configuration, and all I'm going to do is press each button to tell the Raspberry Pi what the purpose of each button is. Now we'll go ahead to make some faces for the buttons. Now it's time to test this out. Like I said before, it's actually a game emulator, so I can actually download a bunch of games onto this. Now there's a bit of a software side to this, so I'm going to post a link in the description so that you can see how to do this properly, because I didn't really include it in the video. But as you can see, I downloaded a bunch of different games on this. We'll go through 3 different games. One is from just the original Game Boy, the next is from the Game Boy Color, and the other is from the Game Boy Advance. But you can actually download even more types of games on that, like games from the Wii and any console that you can imagine. The only limiting factor you have is if you have enough keys or not for it. So if something needs a joystick, you wouldn't be able to play that game. But in general, you can play any game for any system as long as you have the buttons required. Thanks for watching to the end of the video, guys. If you need any of the parts for this video or reference material, I'll be posting all that in the comments section. It would also really help me out if you guys dropped a like on this video, and if you liked it, definitely subscribe as well. Thanks, guys.